Shaolin, now all I touch, I am a master here.
But yeah, so what's your general meaning behind the band then? You know, like, or the thought behind the meaning of the band, and how do you interpret that into? Well, you've just kind of spoke about that kind of stuff, and how, you know, has it enlightened you into becoming a better person and stuff like that? And does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. I knew where you were going to start with, and then you.
I went every week.
Yeah. But yeah, I think in terms of where you personally come from, and I think when we went back to what we were writing about and what the meaning was at Granada when we first started, and the message of the band and what we were trying to achieve, and that kind of stuff, being able to develop alongside that and with that, I think was definitely something that sort of transforms your outlook, transforms your being. It goes back to that thing Ryan said: if you're doing something and you don't really like doing it, and you're not doing it well because you don't like doing it, then to do something else, that's the thing that people don't kind of do. And if you're asking me about the meaning of the band, that goes back to the very start, around it being about that, being stepping out of your comfort zone to be able to go and do something that actually I'm not entirely sure that I can do, but I want to do it, and I'm going to give it my all because I want to achieve that. I want to do that. And I think you can be average at something and continue doing it. You know, you don't have to be poor at it or just not like doing it. You could just be okay at that. But there's something else always there that sort of, I think everyone has that little something that they want to go and do, and it's encouraging that. And I was kind of probably subconsciously encouraged to do that by what I did. I mean, I was a singer in previous band. I've been a singer since for forever, like. But I mean, to come out and be that performer, not in front of that, you know, you're not hiding behind that bass guitar anymore. You're not part of that same outfit that you were for so long, I guess. It was good for me to, you know, move with that message that we were sort of singing about without even realising it, I guess. Without to sound too deep or weird, but it was good, I think. But I think it's sort of, if you look at every single one of us in that respect, we've all been able to develop in monumental different ways. In terms of songwriting has been just continuously developing into a monumental stage. Being able to discuss our ideas and what we have sort of planned and planning to do. And it's all through that thought of being able to think, oh, fuck it, we're going to go and do it. If we're going to do it, we'll do it well. We're going to do it properly. And it's encouraging that behaviour as well, I think. I've gone for the wrong beer again, everyone. I started to admit my own mistakes. I don't care anymore. I've told you twice.
I've got a question for both of you based on what Luke's just said, which I find really interesting.
That was great. Sorry,
Luke, you mentioned about...
I rambled is what I did then. Sorry,
you mentioned about being a bass player and a singer, and said you've also been in this situation where you were a guitarist and a singer. Is it difficult to put that instrument down and then just hold a microphone? Yeah, because I've tried it.
That's a great question.
And it was difficult and it felt absolutely weird, but it's the same thing, but you're doing less. But I actually found it quite exciting as well.
Yeah, because I've seen videos of you, mate, when you do that kind of stuff.
I absolutely love the role.
I've seen them videos.
You're applying for the role to start. I want to be like, let me move. Then, as you moved from bassist singer, I'm doing it now.
I just think with your story.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not happy with this. I want to do this.
Right, yeah. So basically, I'm the singer now. No, I just think it's interesting because you see, like, you kind of don't even stop to think about it. Where you have bands and they have like a guitarist who sings. That's really common.
There's definitely two ways, Ryan. There's two ways. Like the one way is stripping it away. So then you just, especially on stage, it's the hands. What to do with the hands? What to do now with all this space to move into and stuff like that. For me, Denny, I think we spoke about this, so you probably agree, but it's like, it's that on stage it's weird and it's going to take a bit of getting used to.
I completely agree.
Off stage, I couldn't have made a better decision because for me, I've always rather wanted to be a singer. I've never really been that interested about guitars. Like I know you are, Ryan, and stuff like that. So it was just an instrument for me to write tunes on. So being able to just concentrate on my vocals now, I just feel like I've really, really improved on that, and it's just been nice just to have one thing to focus on.
Yeah, I agree. I thought you kind of think that when you're playing an instrument and singing at the same time, you always, I don't know about you, but I did always think about singing without it. You always think about, that's kind of a fantasy, like, I imagine singing without an instrument and what that'd be like, and but you never would. If one it's in the band.
Get into that last song. Yeah, that last song, taking it off and going into the car.
But yeah, taking it off completely and being a band behind you, it is an interesting move, because all of a sudden, from a vulnerable point of view and an honest point of view, you have absolutely no idea what to do with your hands or even with your legs at that point. Everything goes, no idea. What would you do with a guitar? I can't do what I did with the guitar on, because that just look weird.
Little side step.
Yeah.
Don't work, is it tapping your foot there?
So you can't really do that. But yeah, it was a weird one, but it allowed you, like Sid was just said, it allowed me to actually open up, belt a particular lyric out or particular note out and proper feel it and get involved with it to a point where, eyes are closed, you're dead looking down, you're proper flying straight head on into it. You couldn't do that when you're playing a bass guitar. Absolutely not. To continue going on with drummer as you're trying to do it along. So it was, and I don't get me wrong, I enjoyed doing that, but it was never been able to completely fully commit to that.
Have we sold it, Ryan? Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, Ryan looks excited now about his next chapter.
What about a one-man band?
Yeah. Have you seen him in Manchester? We need to give him a complete
Buddy.
shout out. He's fantastic.
It's called Buddy One-Man Band.
Yes. He's got the drumstick on his head, hasn't he?
Fantastic as well. He's really good. He's got a great voice.
He has got a good voice.
Yeah. Great voice.
We might invite him to be the bassist in the band to then progress to be a vocalist someday. That we seem to be doing around here.
So do you think that your early listenings to Squeeze in the car with your dad influenced the concept of having two singers and two frontmen?
Oh my God. I didn't even know where you were going.
That is a belting way in that.
I mean, we've been called Bill and Ben before, and a few other typical partnerships, but we've never been called Chris and go on, finish it off.
Glenn,
of course. Glenn Tilbrook, Glenn Naylor.
Never.
Nice. That's actually
mad.
True.
That's mad.
How do you manage that dynamic then between you both? Obviously, we've got two frontmen, we've got two singers, two different personalities, two different voices. So,
have you seen us play pool?
As a team?
No, not as a team.
No.
Mate.
Against each other.
Oh my God! It's horrendous. It's horrendous. We're quite competitive on the side.
Yeah, we are.
He's the master at pretending that he's won games when he's shaking his head.
He's taking this opportunity to try and bring up a pool game that we had. Ryan's asking about the band and that. Here he is talking about a pool game. Yeah, we know it. We're 3-3, mate. Shut up, sit down. Ryan, come on we go.
I'm not ever going to argue with you. Think of it.
Use this opportunity to call that sort
Roxy, whatever. They know. I told them.
Roxy music
on your way out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's difficult, innit? People have asked us that though, because people have been genuinely interested in the fact that there is two people up front, and when we obviously started the band and stuff and started writing music, we were behind closed doors for good 18 months, 2 years, doing what we're doing, and people weren't seeing it or really understanding it. And when we let on to people and let people know what we're doing, they were like, "What, you've got two frontmen that don't have guitars or don't do anything?" And in this type of climate, it wasn't something that people did.
Yeah,
There was
man.
obviously a few people that did it or whatever, but and I think
Quite
that
different.
we did
Definitely
probably
different. It wasn't planned again, was it?
no.
No, not at all.
But thinking about it, like that's everything that it kind of should have been before we even really thought about that. And it just kind of, I guess, happened through nature.
Where do you kind of take your influences from then in terms of performances as a frontman? Like, who do you think absolutely dominates that role really well? That's a question to both of you, really. I'm not talking frontman with instruments now. I'm talking like specifically just standalone. Does anyone spring to mind?
That's a good question, mate. Because for me, sorry to answer first, because I don't think I've got an answer.
I think you should.
I'm still struggling to find I think it's going to come with us live when we do more gigs and that, find our feet a bit more. But like there's not really, because it's just brand new. There's not really anyone like I'm watching how people that influence me, so all the rappers and stuff like that do it, but I can't go into that side of things because it's going to be too cringy. I like the Beastie Boys on stage. I'd 100% do what they do.
Yeah.
I like the energy
100%.
they bring.
The energy, man, that they bring. I'd go for that. So that's probably my biggest influence. I've not got to that stage yet where I've again been vulnerable and honest, and that it's not. I don't feel like I've let go on stage yet, but I think that will come in time. What about you, Dennis?
I think you both have. I think you don't realise it yet, but watching the pair of you from our point of view, it's quite a powerful image, and you both bounce off each other really well live. So yeah,
that's a nice. For everyone that doesn't know us, that's a lovely compliment from Ryan. He doesn't hand them out that easy.
That's not free. That
for free.
Well, we do actually definitely bounce off each other. Like
I retract that. I retract that comment then. Retract that.
Of course. Why?
I'm joking. Go on then, Luke. Does anyone spring to mind for you at the a front man without no weapon?
A front man without no weapon.
Smash this one.
That's a great question. I'm not sure.
They're a rare breed, but like
they are a rare breed. I think what I'm trying to do here is look at ages ago. Try and think about something that's from decades ago, when in fact I don't think I should be looking in that area, because I can't particularly think of any that's rocked my boat. It's like you asked that question where when you ask you go to YouTube and put something on YouTube. YouTube when you put something on YouTube, you can't think what to put.
Sponsored YouTube.
So you went with Beastie Boys. I think in terms of it, in an entertainment point of view, would instantly for me probably go to sort of more hip hop rap sort of. If I'm thinking a man without an instrument, I'm thinking of that element of it. When I was younger, watching Eminem, I got Curtains Closed album, and my brother took me to HMV and got it, and it was parental advisory version, so no swearing in it at all. I was the laughing stock of my fucking year group.
It just bleeds.
I didn't know the swear words. I was singing all stupid words like pancakes and stuff. But I think that interested me as a kid. But I can't think of one for some reason, even though there's a few out there. I can't think of one without a weapon.
Loads.
Ryan.
There's loads.
I know there is. And you've caught me off guard, mate, and I don't know what
I think it's such an iconic role, and what I find really interesting about it as well is the singers who, like both of yourselves, started off on an instrument and developed musicality on an instrument, which then obviously I assume is easier to kind of sing and understand musical concepts. Whereas if you imagine people like
fell off his bench.
I just fell off my swing.
I imagine people like Morrissey. I don't think he had much of a musical background, and Ian Brown and Ian Curtis.
They were
thinking about them. I could go and name there's amazing ones. Obviously, Freddie Mercury and Liam Gallagher been
Liam Gallagher,
another,
yeah.
and look, but I suppose I thought I took the question as if to say what influenced me to be, because I didn't want to be Freddie, even though I love Freddie Mercury. I didn't want to be like Freddie Mercury. God rest his soul. Like I love him, but I don't want to be like him. Liam Gallagher, I love him and all, but I don't want to be like him either.
I've
So I was
got a
trying to
theory.
think of one that's got me. I think all my icons have been like with a weapon. I think I've just realised that, apart from rappers. Anyway, go on, everyone.
It's like, I think it's difficult because we're a pair. And it's like because we're trying to work out our performance off each other. So we're influencing each other a little bit, aren't we? You know what I mean? Where it's like, I could look at Eminem and say, oh, I want to be Eminem on stage or whatever. Try all his moves and that. But then I can't just be doing that because then I'm forgetting about you on the side of me, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like we're trying to work off each other. So we're just finding our own feet. I mean, definitely the energy of the Beastie Boys, 100%.
I like the moving about, and the energy on stage is something that we've been able to, and like we were talking about then, coming from behind an instrument to go up front. We've not just come from behind an instrument to go up front on our own. We've come from behind an instrument to come up front together as a two-piece, and it is generally harder to think about than a one man up front, because a one man can just stay, stood still doing his thing. But we've had to come up and think about it differently, which it's more advanced, and I think we've enjoyed it, and I think you'll see, there's going to be more times where we come out of our shell and develop even more throughout wherever this journey takes us.
In a couple of years, when we're allowed,
oh,
out.
God, don't mention that, God's sake.
But yeah, man, that's great.